to drive past those young men and women who are just starting out their lives, can't figure out really who they are because they're forced into situations, whether they're gay, straight, black, or white, down in these gullies because somebody thinks that they're gay or they're just different. Then they don't know what they are. And it's for me, for them to drive past that every day is an insult. And for the women of Jamaica who have these young children and turn them out like that and just put their children on the street, you should be ashamed. Ashamed. And mainly if you call yourself a Christian, and you put your son out on the road because he is a gay or identify as transgendered or however the situation is, and you put this you should be ashamed. And you should think about when you were growing up and you didn't really know who you were and what you were all about. Your parents didn't put you out on the street like that. And for the men or whoever are abusing those young children in that gully, stabbing them up and cutting them, you need to be in prison. You need to be in prison, and the Lgbt community needs to try and track down these people, take license plates, do whatever, put cameras near the gullies so you can watch what the children are doing, regardless if they're forced into this situation. This situation needs to have some sort of an eye, because these young children, this cannot just go on like this here and people think that this is acceptable. And mainly when you say Jamaica has churches, 40 churches within a mile difference. I mean, within a mile, come on. First of all, those churches should be ashamed as well for letting those young children be out there in the gully and not give them any food or any kind of support. Yeah, it's easy for me to talk, but yes, it's easy for me to talk, but don't put stuff online that shows these young children telling you the truth, showing you their stab wounds, showing you they're hurting, showing you that they're sleeping in the tunnels. This is stuff that are not lies. This is the truth. And the government of Jamaica needs to pay attention to help those children. They do. And whatever the Lgbt community is doing, you need to step up your game a little bit more. Send some messages to the Queen of England, who used to be, you guys used to be a British colony, right? So you send some stuff up there to that queen, and you keep knocking on her door to pay attention to what's going on in Jamaica. If you stop the money coming into Jamaica, it'll get a lot of people's attention down there.
Actually, funny you mention that. Okay, money coming to Jamaica, that's the artists leaving to go and make money abroad. Dancehall is so popular all over the world. When they heard the homophobic slurs, the money stopped coming in. Boycott this, shows are canceled. All of a sudden now you can't get any work and you're a #1 artist. Well, if you're going to spread hatred in your music, we're not going to support you in Los Angeles, in San Francisco, in New York, in all these places. You're just not welcome here. So go back to Jamaica. So now you've got these artists that have to perform locally because only the Jamaicans that live there appreciate the homophobia, where the rest of the world does not. So it did fix things. So that's why the homophobia today is not as bad. When I went there in 2017, all I heard, homophobic, somebody was driving in front of my sister or my sister accidentally cut some guy off and he didn't like it. And he just said, "Batty boy." I'm thinking like, wait a second, you're a girl. Is he talking to me? No, that's just their way of saying F you. Hey, but that was it.
So do they have a pride parade in Jamaica?
They had one, but I don't know if it still exists because even though people are proud to be gay and they want to express it, they're not proud to say, I'm taking a chance of facing death. Because you can get murdered at a pride parade just because people are standing on rooftops and throwing big rocks at you and hoping that they hit you in the head.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's the way it used to be when I was there, which is why I got the hell out. Because if this is how I feel with music played to me and homophobes are being fueled by the hatred in the music. The hate crime for gays went up when those songs came out. And I said, this song has got to get away from number one. Why does the radio station allow them to say these things and not filter anything? That's
well, I did notice the one guy, I can't remember what his name is. I think it starts with a B. And he was trying to go to New York to do a show. And the governor of New York said that he didn't want that in the country, in his city. I forgot what his name was. And he was doing the homophobic lyrics to this one song that was really popular. And he went to the border. I guess they went to the border. They had them arranged a show in New York. And when they got there, the mayor said that they weren't going to allow them in the country because of these homophobic songs and all this stuff. So they kept trying, like you said, they kept turning them back in the US because they weren't having that. They weren't down there trying to incite anything, because you know New York is one of the most liberal places in the U.S. for gays. I mean, they have the biggest gay pride, almost one of the biggest gay pride parades in the U.S. New York. So they weren't going to have him. Now, you know, when I used to listen to what's her name, Patra, and a few of the other ones, and there was one woman that used to do this one song, Kill the Batiman, Kill the Batiman. I can't remember who she was, but as I did notice, a lot of the Jamaican songs have fallen off of the charts because of this kind of, these kind of rants and discrimination things that people think are acceptable. Now, I want to know, why is it that, where does this come from in Jamaica? Where does this hatred of